Hi, my name's Richard and I'm an MFL skit with Teach Yourself East. I'm also a career changer. Previously I enjoyed a career in marketing for 20 years and I'm coming into teaching with Teach Yourself East, doing French and Spanish. I'm also a father of 3 young children, so I have additional responsibilities outside of Teach Yourself East too.
My name's Abigail, I'm teaching media studies. This isn't my first sort of role in education, so it's been quite an enjoyable experience to actually teach what I've trained in, and yeah, I'm enjoying the journey so far.
Hi, my name is Suji. I am teaching geography, secondary level geography. I'm originally from South Korea, but I've moved here ever since I was 10, so I lived here almost all my life.
Hi there, my name is Will, I'm 32 years old and I decided to join Teach Southeast after spending 4 years teaching in schools in Vietnam, teaching English as a second language. Before that I was on the Tesco graduate scheme as a merchandiser and buyer, so I've had a bit of a varied career path getting here, but I've discovered that teaching is the thing that I feel that I'm here to do, and I've really enjoyed my time with the training provider so far.
Well, my first experience of standing in front of a teenager for the first time was enjoyable but also daunting.
I always have that fear of what if they ask me a difficult question that I haven't anticipated.
You prepare as much as you can, you do your lesson plans, you speak to your mentor, you speak to the team around Teach Southeast, and you do as much as you can, but nothing can beat that feeling of positive nervousness when you walk into the classroom. You stand at the front and you have 30 new faces looking at you, expecting you to teach them something.
When I actually stand in front of them, they're really willing to learn and they're really humble, and they really challenge me to read outside my topic area and really just improve my own knowledge. So actually it's been quite good.
And certainly when you start talking, it all goes away and you move into the reason why you wanted to become a teacher, which is trying to give away your passion and inspire and try to teach them something new that day. So I remember walking out my first lesson thinking, wow, what was I worried about? This is really good and I'm glad I made the right choice.
I think the most surprising thing for me is just how quickly you feel like you're part of the team.
In our school, all the trainees are kind of based at their department rooms. So we'll be spending most of our time talking to other members of staff in our department.
I know we're trainees, but you don't really feel like you're a trainee in the best possible way. You're just another teacher, and the students will treat you as such. You'll be introduced to the students as just another teacher, and the term trainee doesn't limit you as much as you think.
There is a special room where the trainees can all use in their spare time. When I was there, I got to meet different trainees from different departments, and there's a lot of support coming from that, emotionally and also academically as well. We give each other tips and we give each other kind of encouragements as well, so that really helps us get through the day. So during the day, whenever I have a free period, I would prioritise planning lessons first. Planning lessons always comes first, and wherever I have free time after I finish planning my lessons, I would do any assignments or tasks from TSC.
I try to get in nice and early, about sort of 7:30, an hour before the school day begins, because it gets very busy, there's lots to do. So I like to get an hour before, just get my thoughts together, check through my emails, have a little informal catch up with my mentor or anyone else in my department. There's always things that we need to go over.
I will go to lessons depending on if I'm observing or teaching, and that will be sort of throughout the day, and then I may have breaks in which I can plan my lessons or observe other colleagues if I'd like to, or go and ask people about the work that I may be doing or for advice.
I make sure that I reflect on what I've done for the day, an important part of training. Teach Southeast provide lots of paperwork in which we can use to assess ourselves and what targets we can set going forward.
I usually stay in the evenings to do my work. I like to stay at school to do my work, but it would depend on the day. I have a lot of friends who are teachers. I was warned that there would be a lot of work, but I don't think you actually understand the amount of work until you actually start the course. And I think mentally it's something that you should gear yourself up for if it's something you're thinking about doing.
You have to be organised, you have to be structured, but you've just got to take things one step at a time. It's a marathon, not a sprint, so everybody works at their own pace, everybody works at their own ways of doing things, but at the end of the day, you've got fantastic support around you from Teach South East, from the pastoral side, and also from the school's SCIT leadership team too.
Every task, every assignment has a purpose, and it's very structured, and the TSC team are incredibly supportive if we have any questions, if we need any support. So I've been able to manage it quite well.
Another piece of advice I've been given is sort of plan for the day ahead, rather than thinking about everything at once, which I think is really important because there will always be something to do, and that is going to be a teacher's life. So learning to manage that now, I think is a good way to set up for the future.
I realised that the workload can be managed if I set a me time for myself. So when I get home, I would make sure that I would have dinner with no distractions and then just have my own downtime and book that in so that I don't compromise on, that time to recharge before I get on with other workload.
Being a father of 3 young children too, that places additional constraints and demands both on yourself to do the expectations of the course, but also family time too. So my advice would be maintain that work-life balance.
In terms of sacrifices to do this course, I think you have to know you want to do it because there is a lot to give up. So when I first started, I was commuting and it was a 2-hour journey of the M25. And if you know the M25, it's not always predictable, so that 2-hour could sometimes be longer. And that took a toll because the time that you need to sort of plan and other things like that, and it can have a longer impact. And eventually I was able to move. And then also, I think, again, mentioning not being paid, you balancing that if that's something you can manage, because not everyone can, and just being strategic in terms of saving so that it doesn't become an additional stress where there is already stresses.
My advice would be, what works for me is just taking it one step at a time. Don't try and think too far ahead. Don't try and get ahead of yourself. Accept that you're not going to be a perfect teacher from day one. You may never be a perfect teacher. I'm not sure if that even exists. Make sure you're positive, as positive as you can be. Take it in small, manageable chunks, and make sure to, if there's anything niggling you, just put it out there. There's going to be someone that can help you, and just try to enjoy it.
You've got fantastic support around you from Teach South East, from the pastoral side, and also from the school's SCIT leadership team too. And they will provide you whatever resources you need and whatever help you need in order to support you to become an outstanding teacher. But of course, like everything, when you get into school, you just have to go and do it. And the key thing about this particular course is that it's practical application. So you have your academic side, but ultimately you're being in at the deep end and being immersed in a fantastic school experience.